Hey guys, and welcome to
Wrestlemania.
So in today's video we're going to continue our look back at Wrestlemania weekend, and we're going to do that by having a look at my top 5 moments from the weekend. So we're going to have a look at NXT TakeOver, we're going to have a look at the Hall of Fame, we're going to have a look at Wrestlemania, we're going to have a look at Monday Night Raw. It was really difficult to get this down to just 5. I think it was a brilliant weekend, full of great moments. Some of the moments that just missed out, this one's hard to not include, but Enzo and Cass debuting on Raw. It was a big moment. It was probably my favourite moment from Raw, but I just can't include it. There's 5 moments that I think are better from the weekend. That's how great this weekend was. I can tell you that was 6th. No two ways about it, that was 6th. But it didn't make the cut. AJ Styles becoming the new #1 contender. Completely didn't expect it. Completely out of the blue. Didn't make the cut. Corbin winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Didn't make it. Zack Ryder having his WrestleMania moment. You know, much deserved. But yeah, didn't make it. The Legends at WrestleMania. HBK, Mick Foley, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Tatanka. Being in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The Rock segment didn't make it. Shaq in Andre the Giant didn't make it. American Alpha winning the tag titles didn't make it. So I could list here all the stuff that didn't make the cut, but let's get to what actually did make my top 5 moments from this WrestleMania weekend. So number 5, there's a new queen that has been crowned. Probably my favourite moment from NXT TakeOver. Asuka wins the Women's Championship. I think there's a massive need for Asuka on the card. The main card, actually. But NXT's alright for now. There isn't a female competitor that you can compare to Brock Lesnar. Now, Asuka doesn't have Lesnar's strength or kind of his presence, but she makes up for that in other ways. She uses a lot of mixed martial arts. MMA is well, it's the thing, isn't it, at the moment, and has been for several years. She uses a lot of strikes, a lot of kicking, elbows to the head. She can put a submission hold on before you've even managed to blink. She is the force in women's wrestling. I mean, who else is there? Nia Jax, you know, is probably the closest to Lesnar in size, but she's obviously already been beaten by Bayley. Not seen her around for a while. I know that she'd picked up an injury, I think actually at that Bayley match, and she's not been used since. That's been a fair few months now that we've not seen Nia Jax around. So, you know, Charlotte, she's obviously the main woman. I was going to say diva then. She's obviously the main woman at the moment, but she picks up a lot of victories because of heel tactics. You know, Ric Flair helps her out a lot. Sasha is probably the big fan favourite, maybe alongside Becky as well. Becky's clearly that kind of plucky, almost there kind of competitor. Sasha, she's one for the future. I mean, she's still really young. I think she's like 23, 24. She's going to be dominant for years to come. But she's not being booked that way. She's not an unstoppable force. And you know, Paige was meant to be the anti-diva. She's kind of lost her way. There just isn't that character until now. Asuka is that character. Asuka is that unstoppable force in the women's division, or at least I hope she's going to be booked that way. She's still undefeated. She's now the quickest female to debut and earn that title. She didn't do it in completely convincing fashion. Bayley certainly had a lot of offense. Bayley looked really good in this match, but it just made Asuka look better because she managed to get that victory. She slapped on the Asuka lock and Bayley was out, passed out, done. Referee called it. Big moment. I was worried that they were going to throw the potential of Asuka away just to keep the belt on Bayley. That's why it makes number 5, because they haven't done that, and this is the path that I'm hoping they go down. So yeah, watch this space, because hopefully she has a lengthy title run, and I would love nothing more than for her to appear on Raw and challenge whoever's got the Divas title. Divas title? It's not Divas title, is it? The women's title. And then yeah, we will see a battle of the champions. I think that could be incredible, absolutely incredible. In at number 4, this was a WrestleMania moment, and hence why I've been getting so confused. It is the announcement and the unveiling of the Women's Championship title belt. Now this was huge. It had been rumoured only a couple of days before, but when it actually was unveiled on the pre-show of all things, I think the belt is stunning. I think the fact that they've taken Divas away is a fantastic move. It's just refreshened everything, and I mean, look at what the first feud's going to be as well. It's going to be Charlotte and Natalya. You know, they are in-ring technicians. There isn't an Eva Marie around. It's not as if they've got just some nobody that can't wrestle. They are really looking and scouting the globe now for quality female wrestlers. For me, this is the strongest the women's division has ever been. And I just think that it's all now starting to move in the right direction. Divas Revolution kick-started it, but it wasn't what we wanted it to be. This was a massive step. This was huge. This was absolutely huge, and you can't afford to not remember this moment. In at number 3, Shinsuke Nakamura makes his debut on NXT TakeOver. Huge. One of the biggest wrestlers in the world, and it didn't disappoint. For me, this was the best match of the whole weekend, Nakamura against Sami Zayn, and it was absolutely brilliant. You know, that anticipation and watching him come out and seeing how he was going to perform in the ring with someone like Sami Zayn, that was the heart and soul of NXT. It was the perfect. It was perfect. It was the clashing of two styles, clashing of different worlds. It was brilliant. And as I say, for me, and I know for many people as well, this was the best match of the whole weekend. But just that anticipation and waiting for him to step out. And just, you know, he comes across so carefree as well. You know, the way he's walking down and he's having a little dance. I mean, he does it in the ring. I cannot wait to watch his career blossom in WWE. Yeah, number 3, because I think this was the arrival of a megastar. Number 2, Sting goes into the WWE Hall of Fame. Now, I didn't think there was going to be anything that could top this, because I didn't think this would happen. You know, Sting going into the WWE Hall of Fame is just huge. You're talking about one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, who had never worked with WWE, who finally gets something that he deserves. On top of that, he uses his speech to retire. Huge. Absolutely huge. I think, you know, I thought anyway he was going to appear at WrestleMania. I thought he would interfere. I thought it was a swerve. I honestly thought that, you know, and he's been vocal about saying that he would have another match. You know, he wants that Undertaker match. If they're not going to clear him for it, it's not going to happen. And I just don't think it's going to happen. Not with what's been going on with Daniel Bryan and, you know, the NFL. I know in America has had a lot of issues when it comes to concussions and things along those lines. And I know it wasn't a concussion. I know that it's his back, but I know he's not in good shape, and there's just no need to clear him. So yeah, announcing your retirement during your Hall of Fame induction speech is about as big as it gets. But there was a moment that was bigger, and I think if ever you put your life on the line, you probably deserve to top these kind of lists. So at number 1, the best and biggest moment from this WrestleMania weekend, Shane McMahon from the top of the Hell in the Cell cage. You know, he delivered the spot that we hoped he was going to deliver. This is why he was in this match, and you kind of thought, maybe borderline expected he would do something. In truth, this spot isn't as good as the Mick Foley Mankind spot, because, you know, he was thrown, he had much less time to compose himself, and he was thrown onto a table, whereas at least Sheamus kind of stood in front of it, could really get himself positioned. But you can't take away from the fact that he's jumped off the top of the Hell in the Cell cage. If he'd have caught the edge of the table, if anything had just gone slightly wrong, you're talking serious injury. And for someone that's prepared to do that just to entertain and just to, you know, put themselves on the line to give you that moment, how could I not have this at number one? So those are my top 5 moments. I'd love to know what yours were, so please, you know, drop it in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you change the order around? Would you put something else in there instead? Maybe your favourite moment was something that I've not mentioned at all, not even in the honourable mentions at the start. So I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you get a chance, you know, jump over to Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Wrestling Days UK. You can obviously get in touch with me there. I like to try and keep that updated throughout the days as well. So there's a lot of stuff on there that, you know, obviously doesn't feature in the videos. And if you've not subscribed to the channel yet, it'd be brilliant if you did. I really would appreciate it, because I'm trying to drop these videos through as and when I can. So obviously I want to make sure that you don't miss out. So if you subscribe, then just helps me sleep that little bit easier at night, knowing that you won't miss out on anything that does come through. Cool. Thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate it. You know that I do. And I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.